All right, you guys, so let's talk about the first hour since Cassie's been on the stand. I'm going to give you guys a breakdown on what she said so far. So the judge says, all rise. You are still under oath. Proceed. May I reproach the witness? You may. Johnson, Miss Ventura, I just handed you 2 drives. What is on them? GX8. Messages and photos from my device. Johnson says, yesterday you tested about Sean going armed to look for Suge Knight. She said Sean took firearms with him. And he told you to ask the escorts if they were cops. She says, I would begin by saying I was not a cop. She says, Sean told you to do this, and Cassie said yes. She was asked, what happened when you fought back? Cassie said, I did that more earlier in the relationship. I would make him more violent, want to push me harder. Defense says, objection to the speculation. The judge said overruled. And then they proceeded, how would Sean react if you fought back? She said, anger. They asked her, I'm going to show you the LA Internal Continental hallway again. Play from 143 to 146. Who enters? Cassie says, Sean. What is in his hand? He doesn't appear to have anything. Play 159. Now, anything in his hand? She says, my phone. They ask her, how did you get it? She said, well, he took all my stuff. Where did he end up? Sitting in a chair in front of a window. What are you doing? I'm walking away from him. They ask her, who is in the video? She says, me and security. They ask her, is this one? Play from 531. Where did you go from the hotel? She said, to my house. I took an Uber. Now let's turn to text messages. Can you read page 4? She says, please call. I'm surrounded. They asked her, who sent that? She said, from Sean. He was running around in a towel. I told him to put the robe on. They asked her, who sent these green messages? She said, I did. I wrote Sean. Jules left. As long as you're quiet, you can stay. Peace. They asked her, who is Jules? And then she said, an escort. They ask her, is this Jules? They show her a photo with a big smile. She says yes. And then they show her another one side by side. It's Cassie in big sunglasses. She says, that's me. A selfie of me with a fat lip. They ask her, where did you take it? She said, in the Uber with one of my phones. They asked her, what did you write here? She said, I said, please stay away from me. They asked her, and what does he say? She says, he says, I'm getting arrested. They asked her, was he? She said, I don't think so. What did you write back? She said, plugging in my phone and going to bed. Pretty much was Diddy was trying to manipulate her to come back. Who was in the home when you got there? She said, Carrie Morgan. She was upset with me when she saw me. She called the police. Did you speak with them? She said, yes, but I didn't say who I was talking about, and they left. Why? She said, I wasn't ready. Unfortunately, most victims are never ready to confront their abuser. It's one of the hardest things. But let me know what you guys think so far about the first hour, and I'll try to keep you guys updated.